As you got older, but leading roles weren't always coming your way. For a while in the 80s and 90s, Burt was no longer the big box office draw, the major part had given way to less prestigious roles.
When you get old, you don't get the roles you got when you were young, particularly if you're a leading man.
Action men become older action men, leaving a gap for younger action men. It's cruel, it's true.
But it all changed in 1997 when he landed a huge role in Boogie Nights, which was being directed by the 27-year-old Paul Thomas Anderson.
A brilliant director who clearly saw things in Burt that perhaps others hadn't seen and got something really remarkable from him.
Burt plays porn producer Jack Horner, struggling to adapt to the newfangled world of home video.
You come into my house, my party, to tell me about the future.
I really felt like his role in Boogie Nights was just the quintessential Burt at that time.
I'm a filmmaker. That's why I will never make a movie on videotape.
It was all there, right there in that role.
Burt's outstanding performance earned him an Oscar nomination, but he was pipped to the post by Robin Williams for Good Will Hunting.
It's a great honor.
It was so crazy, and it was so... He should have won the Academy Award. He deserved that.
Although he just missed out on an Oscar, Burt did go on to win a prestigious Golden Globe Award.
Everybody has been saying things like come back, and I didn't go where they did.
Now Burt was back in the spotlight and the offers came rolling back in.
Of course, he could have ended with Boogie Nights, but he's a working actor. He loves his craft.
I think an Oscar nomination suddenly breathes new life into any actor at any age.
Turn up in X-Files, turn up in My Name is Earl. So he's still out there, he's still working.
In 2008, he starred in the British film A Bunch of Amateurs.
It's an honour to meet you.
Of course it is. Where's the limo?
In the film, he sends himself up as an ageing, diva-esque American star who finds himself booked in a British Amdram production of a Shakespeare play.
What has the Royal Shakespeare Company come to?
You wanted to be in a Burt Reynolds movie because you knew three things were going to happen. It was going to be seen, it was going to be fun, and you were going to be able to do good work.
But in 2010, the work was put on hold when doctors discovered Burt's coronary arteries were clogged. Only urgent bypass surgery could remove the threat of a heart attack.
It was very invasive operation as far as I know. I think they just found it in time.
Now on the mend, Burt could return to his other great love, teaching. He set up a drama class in his town in Jupiter, Florida, for young actors who couldn't otherwise afford training.
He has a class, a theater class, he's teaching people, and he really enjoys that.
He's good to younger actors. This is a guy who loved this profession, and I respect that.
He's always been a generous, neat guy, and he still is. After all these years, he's just as nice now as he was then.
He's as magnetic a personality as I've ever known. He adds an energy to the room.
He's got this soul, you know, he's got this warmth. You just feel like you're loved.
Anytime I think of Burt Reynolds, I smile, just like I just did. He's just an endearing person in my life. It makes me happy to know that such a fellow exists.
Pretty special words from John Voight there.
I was very touched. Very touched. I love him very much.
In 1997, you got a call from a young director, Paul Thomas Anderson, who was making a film about the porn industry in the 1970s. What was your first reaction when he called you?
I was angry. I didn't want to make the movie. I thought it'd be a big mistake to make it. And
why?
I thought glamorizing the porn industry would be just awful. I can't think of anything worse. And I thought this young director was very, very talented. Probably picture would do very well. But I thought it would be poison for me.
You turned it down 8 times.
Yes.
What eventually changed your mind?
One night, the 8th time, came to my hotel room, and I said, look, you don't get it. And I went a little berserk, and at the end of this tirade, he said, if you can do that in the movie, you'll get nominated for the Academy Award. And he was right.
When you saw the film, the finished film, at a private screening, you weren't happy?
I just felt that I had, in a lot of ways, sold out.
Then the reviews came out. Peter Travers, very respected critic from the Rolling Stone. Reynolds, blending crack comic timing with unexpected sincerity, hit a career high. Emmanuel Levy from Variety, probably the most respected of all the trade magazines. Burt Reynolds, what is easily his best character role, shines as the film's moral centre. Then came the nominations for Best Supporting Actor at the Golden Globes and the Oscars. This must have perked you up a bit, didn't it?
Yes.
Do you like it now?
I like my performance.
Do you like the film?
No.
Really?
No.
Why?
Because I still feel the same way that I did before.
That it glamorizes the industry?
Yes.
When you look back over, you've been extraordinarily candid tonight about all your life and times. But when you
yes, damn you.
When you look back over it all, what's your overview?
How lucky I am to be alive, and how happy I am.
Your love of acting has driven you now to teach the craft of acting, which I know you're very proud of.
I love teaching. I really do. You know, I've worked as an actor for 60 years. I must have something I could give.
What are the golden rules?
I tell my actors, don't act. Behave. If you catch actors acting, they're not good. If they're behaving, if it's behavior, it's like watching the news. It's real.
You're in your mid-70s now, if you forgive me saying that. You went through a bit of a heart scare in 2010, but you look pretty fit today. How are things physically for you, and how do you see the next few years?
Well, I'm going to live every day, every minute, as best I can. I'm more healthy than I have been in 20 years. They've cleaned out every artery I have, so I can eat anything now. I feel great.
Do you have a lady in your life?
No.
Would you like to?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you auditioning this evening? Some very attractive women here. I think you've been quite entranced by you.
Yes, I've been spotting quite a few.
If you were able to write your own obituary and write the tombstone, how would you like to be remembered?
He lived a hell of a life, and he did his best, his very best, not to hurt anybody.
But it's been an absolute pleasure. It really has. Thank you so much.